Standing straddle to target, version 1, version 2 and version 3. This is one of my favourite straddle or pancake stretches because it uses both gravity and a target to help increase the potential for mobility gains. There are 3 separate versions, each progressively harder than the other. All 3 versions are performed in the same standing straddle position. Version 1. Link the arms by grabbing the opposite elbow with each hand. The aim is to perform pulsing repetitions with our target being able to touch the elbows on the floor. Each successive pulse will slowly increase the range of motion. Keep the quads contracted and the knees locked. Aim to use the hip flexors to actively pull yourself deeper into the stretch. Suck the stomach in and think about tilting the pelvis forward as much as possible, or pointing the tailbone to the sky. Version 2. Once you can get the elbows to touch the ground in version 1, we can move on to version 2, and not before. This time, you will interlace your fingers behind your head and bring the elbows around to the side to be slightly in front of the head. The elbows are again the target, and you must work harder to make the elbows touch the floor. Again we pulse, and again we keep the quads contracted. We keep the knees locked, we actively use the hip flexors, we suck the stomach in, and we tilt the pelvis. Version 3. Once you can get the elbows to touch the ground in version 2, we can move on to version 3, and not before. This time, the hands and the elbows stay in the same position as version 2, but now we aim to rest the entire forearm on the floor, not just the elbows. Everything else remains the same, but the range of motion is increased in each version of the straddle standing stretch. Play around with each version, and as your mobility increases, you can start to level up. I often find that after one set of version 1, I can start to perform version 2, and after one set of version 2, I can start to perform version 3. Stick to the level you're at, perform the specified number of repetitions, and slowly but surely you'll start to notice the progress.